What up, guys? Coach Joe here. It is Mobility Monday. Merry Christmas. Happy Christmas Eve. Today, my wife Melody and I are going to go through what's called the 90-90 stretch. So this is a really common stretch. It's an old school type stretch. You might see in a lot of manuals and things like that, but it's a very beneficial stretch, and it's one that you can work in between certain exercises. Personally, I like to do these in between my bench press sets because I tend, when we're pushing things, those fibers in the pecs contract and pull us in, and we tend to tighten up. And it's the same position we're in a lot if we're sitting outside of here, and we get in this position when we drive, when we're sitting at a desk, when we're typing at a computer, all that good stuff. So the 90-90 stretch is a great way to help us open up the shoulders. And again, it's a great thing to add in between your working sets on exercises where you're trying to make this stuff stronger and maybe look a little bit better. So 90-90 is exactly what it sounds like. I'm going to put her in a position where she's got about 90 degrees right here and about 90 degrees right here on the elbow. And then she's going to walk until her toes or her midfoot is about in line with this anchor point, with this rig right here. And her elbow is going to be just about in line with her shoulder. Now this varies and this changes depending on individual shoulder mobility and depending on where they're at in their journey with their shoulder mobility. But and depending on if they have any pain or not. So for her, she's got fairly mobile shoulders, so we're going to go ahead and put her right here in line with her shoulder joint. And we're going to keep that middle finger and that hand and this whole forearm pretty well pressed against this, this upright right here. So then I'm going to take her opposite leg, and if you can get that down here so we can see it, she's going to step it forward like an average step. So that when we go into this, she's going to lean her body forward, where we're going to keep her head up. Tuck that chin back a little bit so we got good neutral posture. But she's going to lean forward and then come back and relax. So this is how I would do this if it was in between my working sets. So I would do this as sort of a mobilization where I hold for a few seconds and then come back, hold for a few seconds and then come back. You can also do this at the end of your workout or on a day when you're not working out, and you can move forward and hold that stretch for a good 30 seconds to a minute. Now, the significance of having that foot in front is to help her balance, but also to allow her to place most of her body weight on her legs, so that as we move forward and we stretch these fibers right underneath her hair right here, across that come up where the pecs come across her shoulder, she's not actively also contracting them to hold herself up against this beam. So all in this area is as relaxed as possible, and most of that weight is supported. Let's show Noah over there so everybody can see him. There's Noah. Hey, Noah. Hi, Noah. All right, bring it back this way. So again, the legs are there to help support her so we can keep these fibers that she's trying to stretch in the pecs, the pec major, completely relaxed. So if you want to kind of pan around, you can. So she's got her left leg forward, the opposite leg of this arm, and then she's just going to lean forward and then come back. And again, kind of keeping that chin tucked so we got a good neutral posture all the way down the side of her body. But this is a good one to do. It's a big stretch across those fibers of the pecs in the front of the shoulder, where a lot of people tend to be tight, and they tend to start to get issues back here when they're tight up front. Thank you. All right, so Merry Christmas from Joe, Melody, Aiden behind the camera, and little Noah back here. That is Mobility Monday, and that was the 90-90 pec stretch. Thanks.